Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, rather. This is Kia Griffith with Mental Health Awareness, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about was recognizing the highs to prevent the lows. And this is actually the topic of an article on bphope.com, and I'll put a link for that article in the description for this video. So it's called Recognizing Highs to Prevent Lows, and it's by Bruce Goldstein. It's an article that he wrote, and basically it's talking about people with bipolar disorder, whether it's bipolar 1 or bipolar 2, and they go through very extreme emotions. Okay, they have times when they're very high and very motivated, very extremely extremely motivated, and driven, extremely driven, that's the word. And they will, focus on something and they'll get it done to fruition, and they'll take on more task and more task and more task. And they'll have this like grandiose appearance about them where they think that they're on top of the world. And that sadly does not last very long. Okay? So the key is to recognize that high before you come plummeting down to the depression. How do we do that? Well, some suggestions are, if you are not sleeping regularly or working so hard at your job and coming home and working really hard and then not sleeping until the next day, and then you go into the next day and you do the same thing all over again, you're probably going through a high. So that's one sign to look for. Okay, if you are not sleeping, or your sleep is very interrupted because of your thoughts constantly going, you're always in the need to do something, you're probably going through a high. Okay, which is what we call mania. Now, depression is our low. Depression is not just feeling sad, but it's an overwhelming feeling of sadness, worthlessness, loss of drive or motivation to do things, feeling like you're hopeless. And it can get to the point where you feel like you should not live. And you can have suicidal ideations with depression. You can, that's the very extreme. So, 1 minute you're super happy, super motivated, super driven, on task, on multiple tasks. You're on 10. And then on the downside, you're really, really chronically depressed. The key is to meet somewhere in the middle. We want to be balanced. All people want to be balanced. And balance is something that people with bipolar disorder want to have, because it's no fun getting into a low, and you always know that when you're going through a high that it won't last for very long. So it's something that people with bipolar disorder want to have. We also, all people want to have balance in their lives. And one of the things that I do to keep myself balanced is really listen. Listen. When somebody's telling you that you're doing too much, you're doing 10 much, okay? Then maybe you need to really evaluate your circumstances and what you're doing, and that maybe you really are doing too much. Okay, too much for you to handle in one day, too much for you to handle in 1 week, too much for you to handle in 1 month. I mean, if you were working on a project for your job and 2 more projects were added on to it, and that's your life for the next month, wouldn't a normal person be overwhelmed at the end of that month? Same thing with depression. Same thing with mania. It's like you take on these things that are too much for you and then burn yourself out. Okay? So that's one of the things that you want to do. Listen, listen, listen to those who are around you, to your support system. They know you. They see you. Okay? They may not know what you're going through, but they can see the signs. Okay? And in this article that I read called Recognizing Highs to Prevent Lows, it's on bphope.com by Bruce Goldstein. In that article, he talks about how his wife lets him know that he's basically riding on the crazy train. And he's like, I don't want to hear that. Leave me alone. And then later on, she had to come back at him like, I told you so. Didn't I tell you on the crazy train? You know, so we don't want to hear that I told you so. We don't, nobody likes to hear that. But heed the advice of those who are in your support system. They know you. Give them some credit. They know you. They see your tendencies. They may not know what you're going through, but they see you. And that's the message that I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Looking forward to doing another video for you guys next week on mental health awareness. Also, check out, okay, so this is going to be posted on the YouTube page. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share it out on Facebook. And when you do share it, make sure that you tag mental health awareness or MHA 2017 VI. Okay? And the Facebook page is www.facebook.com/MHA 2017 VI. Okay? So have a wonderful evening and a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.